So what do you do when one of the most notorious places for giving bad hair advice and spreading hair myths puts out a video saying, these are myths that you shouldn't believe? I'm just so curious to see what they have to say, so let's find out now. Hello and welcome to the Queendom. I'm Sarah Ingle, and today we're reacting to and going through and investigating the tips inside Brightside's 10 hair care myths you should stop believing. Usually, the hair myths that you should stop believing are the things that they put in their own videos. So I'm curious if they're gonna say things that they've said not to do in other videos. I have no idea. If it's your first time here, we've been going through the internet, finding the best and the worst hair care advice. And if we don't know, we either try it ourselves or we look it up from a reputable source, because there's just a lot of garbage out there that's giving people really bad advice that's actually hurting their hair instead of helping it. Without any further ado, let's just jump into this because I've gotta know.
10 hair care myths that must be busted.
Okay.
Almost all of us are ready to spend a bunch of money or follow any advice
She's got
to
a lot
make
of money
our
in her hair
healthy and shiny. Myth number 10. The more you cut your hair, the faster it grows.
That is correct. I mean, that's not correct. The fact that that is a myth is correct. The frequency that you cut your hair has absolutely no impact on how fast it grows out of your head. And if you think about it, it makes sense because it's growing from the inside of your body, from the inside of your scalp. Cutting it like up here, it doesn't know. All of this here, all of this is dead. It can't talk to up inside your scalp and be like, oh, someone cut me today, you should grow a little faster.
So if you cut your hair every month, it'll just keep the same length or even become shorter. Also,
I mean, that depends entirely on how much you're cutting your hair, but
shaving your head doesn't affect hair density, since the number of hair follicles is a genetic trait.
Accurate.
Myth number 9. Natural hair drying is better than a blow dryer. If your hair is long, it is on the contrary to the belief preferable to blow dry. Why? Water molecules penetrate the hair structure and literally wash out keratin.
That's not true. That's just not true. That's just unequivocally false. It's so ironic and a little bit infuriating that a video that is saying that they want to bust hair myths is, again, going out and spewing a whole bunch of hair myths. Hair is made up of proteins called keratins, and it's like encased in the cuticle. So like the cuticle is the shell, and it's all bendy and stuff. That's the outside, and inside it's made up of keratins. Somehow, I don't know if they read this or something and thought that it's washing the keratins out. It doesn't, washing keratin out of it, it's not. It's just not. Your hair is more susceptible to damage while it's wet. It does not wash out keratin.
Myth number 8.
Oh, that was the whole explanation.
Hair gets used to shampoo. That's one of the most popular beliefs, which doesn't have any scientific proof.
I don't know that for sure, but I think they are correct with that. It's not the same product being used over and over, but if you use a product over and over that is, for example, if you use a clarifying shampoo a lot that strips all of the oils from your scalp will start to overproduce oils and produce more oils and make your hair oilier faster.
A dry scalp is the main cause of dandruff.
I don't like to drag them too much for the typos, but with as many subscribers they have and as many views as they get and as big of a team as they have producing these, because they're making so much money with the amount of views they get, you'd think they could have better proofreading because it's frequent. It's frequent, and that's pretty obvious to drop the first letter. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Well, this myth is the most ridiculous.
I feel like you have given us the most ridiculous myths. Whoa, what just happened? How did Mr. Beast just come up on my phone?
Dandruff occurs in people with an oily scalp.
Dandruff is basically when your scalp flakes, and a lot of things can cause that. If it's because you have super oily, irritated skin and the oils are irritating your scalp, yes, you would want to add more oils to that. But if it's because you have dry skin, that's also a reason that you could have your scalp start to flake. I don't know if it's like part of their business model to purposely give bad advice so that people argue about it in the comments or make videos about it. I don't know.
Frequent combing heals hair.
That is a myth. Nothing heals hair once it's damaged. You can put things on it to make it appear nicer or make it appear healthier, but like we talked about earlier, your hair's dead. Like, it's not alive. It can't regenerate itself. It can't heal because it's dead. The thing combing can do is pull some of the oils from the top of your head down to the ends of your hair.
Originates from old times when women simply didn't have hygienic habits.
Back in old times, nobody had hygienic habits.
Overly frequent combing distributes the skin oil along the hair, and it gets dirty much faster.
Having oils throughout your hair is actually good. When you think of having dirty hair, it's usually like stuff being like a lot of grease concentrated at the top. Having oils throughout your hair is good. That's why sometimes you buy oils that you put on your hair, especially for very long hair.
And can even do much harm by causing split ends and breakage.
You just want to make sure you're keeping your hair from ever getting to a like crazy tangly state, because untangling that mess is going to cause a lot of damage with you just want to keep it from ever getting to a really bad point in the first place.
Therefore, it's better to comb your hair only when it's necessary. In this case, a small amount of oil will be distributed along the hair, which will help it look shiny but not dirty. Proper care will make your hair thicker. No. Don't be fooled by false TV commercial promises. The thickness of hair,
I believe that's actually correct. I can't imagine any product you put on your head that would make more hair follicles just magically appear out of the top of your head. Good job, right side. Or maybe, no, not a good, I can't say good job. Like, what kind of bar, like, of standards do we have here?
The more often you wash your hair, the oilier it becomes.
I think that is actually true because your scalp overproduces oils when it is stripped of them. Kind of like if you overwash your skin, because skin is up here too, underneath all this hair. Your skin, if you strip it of all of its oils and you wash it too much, will start to overproduce oils and cause breakouts.
The amount of oil released by fat cells is laid genetically.
Yes, there's a genetic component, but your skin can still overproduce relative to yourself.
If you tear out a gray hair, you'll get 2 or 3 in its place.
That is a myth. If you think about it, you've got hair follicle situation happening here, you pull out a hair, boop. Are you magically gonna get more little holes for your hair to grow out of? No.
Let's apply logic here.
They're gonna apply logic? Logic! Brightside knows logic!
Gray hairs possess evil powers. Evil powers. Evil powers. Since the quantity of hair for each person doesn't...
The fact that they're actually able to use logic sometimes baffles me, because then other times they say things that completely defy logic. It makes me think they're doing it on purpose to get a rise out of people, like me.
Cool water closes the cuticle and hair...
I believe they're correct on this, and I've had a lot of people argue with me, and there's a really great video that Brad Mondo did on hair myths, and he actually talked about this one. So maybe I'll even link to the description to his video on it. He is a hair expert. I am a hair seeker of knowledge. They're two very different things. So I'll let him explain that to you.
And myth number 1. Hair ends can be recovered.
That is actually correct. That is a myth. But I think in so many videos, they've told us this. So it's like they're trying to correct their own lies. So anyway, we've now discovered that most of the hair myths they've told us are actually in fact true. It's like, you almost could have switched the video around and been like, 10 things about hair, and you'd have been fine. But then some of them were like in between, or it's like either way they would have been wrong. It's just wishy-washy. They say some things that are right, some things that are wrong, and just people believe it because people don't bother to research things. This is why. This is literally an exact example of why we're on our quest to find the best and worst hair care advice videos. So if you guys see any videos out there and you want to know, hey, does this work? Does it not work? Please send it to me. Either like post it down below, or you can send it to me on Instagram. Let me know if there's any like just myths that you ever heard that you could have added to this list that are actually myths. Just let me know down below. I love reading you guys' comments, and I also really like doing these kind of videos. I've learned a lot making these and looking things up, and so hopefully I'm able to impart some of that wisdom on over to you. We make lots of hair, beauty, fashion, lifestyle videos with a magical twist, which means there's also a lot of Disney stuff. So subscribe if you want to see some of those, and ring the little bell if you want those to come right to you. We put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so there's lots of new content headed your way all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy hairness, and I'll see you next time. We're back on our journey I have a feeling that's gonna wind up for the end. Bright side. They're actually the dark side. One of the comments, you just want our hair to be destroyed. Like if you agree.